I know it hurts.
I'm sorry.
This is
Go
not
on.
your corner. All right, you came to the right place, you ding dong. It's called communication, baby.
Welcome to The Crunch, the only podcast that loves spooky season. It's your boy Ethan.
And I'm Patrick.
Ooh.
This is Dr. Ethan's Dating Corner. We solved we solved the world's problems on Sunday. We're solving your problems today. We got some good questions from our listeners. If you want to give a question to us, you can go to bit.ly/crunch discord and submit your question in the Dating Corner Discord. Ethan, are you ready for spooky season?
Boo.
You got me. Oh, man.
It's October.
I-
This podcast going out October 4th. So we only have 27 days to figure out what our costume is going to be. Ooh, what should we be?
Spooky
Should we
season.
Should we maybe yes, something
I
interesting.
Did you ever know Halloween girls in
Huh?
when you were young? You know Halloween girls?
Like a horse girl, but for the month of October?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
If you send us a dating question about a Halloween girl, the answer is just no.
The answer is run away.
One of my all-time
She
best
will
tweets
hurt
ever
you.
was
She'll end up becoming a rave girl later on, and her job will be reading people's crystals. So you gotta be worried about that.
one of my best tweets I ever came up with. I was walking out of a Spirit Halloween and I just dropped it. I was like, "Dear former Halloween girls, how's the meth addiction?"
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
Wow. Methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine.
Hmm.
Oh man.
We should be Walter White and Jesse from Burbad. What do you think? Or what do you think? Or I could be the meth and you could be the barrels that they dissolve people's bodies in.
Heisenberg. No, it would be a problem for me to try and be Walter White because when he has a beard, he's bald, and when he has hair,
He's bald.
beardless.
He has a beard. Yeah.
And I don't have Bryan Cranston's amazing jawline, so I don't think I can pull it off. But I do have outfits that look like Walter White. So
the reason that Patrick has a beard, people ask me this, like, why won't he shave? Why won't he shave? We don't want him to shave. We want to see his face. Like, they're DMing me all the time, hundreds of DMs a day. Like, please.
I do get that on Twitter sometimes when I say something, and people are like, "Show us your chin," and I'm like, You're an anonymous Twitter account. I don't have to show you anything.
Patrick's jawline is incredibly threatening. Like, if he were to shave his beard, it would be like a chiseled statue in Italy, like had sprung to life, and would talk endlessly about this group called New Polity, and everyone would follow the marble statue to the ends of the earth, flipping cars over on the roads, but then also establishing fair and free elections.
Yes.
I don't know.
The cornerstone of any great nation.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, I don't have an incredible jawline.
You do. Shave your beard, prove it.
My beard is very closely shaved. It's as close as it's gonna get.
Yeah, that's true.
Look, it's like that's the jawline. It's very round.
I think it's cool.
But here's the cool thing about that is that you just don't have to care about that.
That's true.
That's kind of the thing is the jawline physiognomy people.
Yeah.
The only reason why you need a jawline is to attract a mate. And I have an amazing wife and a son.
So you can just let yourself become slovenly.
Exactly. No, I've won. Like I've done the thing that you want to do. The cool thing about getting married is that you don't have to care what incels say on the internet. You don't even have to disparagingly call them incels because they already know what they are. You don't have to like dunk on them or defend yourself because like you have the life they want. So like, who cares?
I just realized that there's going to be just as many Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift costumes as there are Ken Barbie costumes.
Or Oppenheimer nuclear bomb costumes.
Oh, that would be good for us.
That'd be really funny.
What's another thing that happened this year? I got a good one. Hold on.
We could be
let me
Joe
fact check.
Biden falling off a bike. Second Joe Biden falling off a bike joke I made.
That is a pretty good one. I'm trying to see here.
You could be Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-dos.
Is there anyone that tragically died?
If Kim Jong-un was so good, why haven't they made a Kim Jong-dos?
Because we could be like a really funny one. This is a few years ago now at this point, but you could be like Betty White in a coffin, Jimmy Buffett in a coffin.
Oh,
that'll be our and it will be 2 tickets to paradise. We could be 2 tickets to paradise, you and me.
Did you know that this is I don't know if I've told this story before, but when my parents got engaged, they were okay. So my mom moved to Houston, actually the town where Phoebe was living when I met her, which is crazy. And my dad flew to surprise her. It was like, I want to marry you. And so he took her to Galveston Beach and he proposed, and they walked down the beach and Jimmy Buffett was just playing a private concert.
Really?
And so they got to like go to a Jimmy Buffett concert.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool?
Jimmy Buffett. James Buffett. Rest in peace.
Made Cheeseburger in Paradise and then made $1 billion in Berkshire Hathaway. Incredible.
Did he really? That's
crazy. That's Warren Buffett. And then he wrote Smelly Cat. Oh, that's Phoebe Buffet.
Yeah, and then he had a whole bunch of crab rangoon out that was really tasty. Oh, wait. China buffet.
It's a Chinese buffet. Man, there was so much. So my co-working space does a members lunch once a month on a Wednesday, and they had so much Chinese food. It was there for like 3 days afterwards, and everybody ate it every day. It was incredible. I love
Chinese food, bro.
There was so much crab rangoon, dude. I've never seen it that much. I had so many crab rangoons.
You could be crab. I could be rangoon.
Crab rangoon tastes pretty good cold too. Like if you just pull it out of the fridge.
I could be the cream cheese, and you could be the sort of this part of it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
The little outside. Let's do it.
Yeah. The crazy that the crab rangoon looked like Count Dooku's ship in Attack of the Clones.
Dude's flying around in crab rangoon.
He's flying around a crab rangoon looking ass. Anyway, we're not here.
Have you guys ever done a couple's costume before?
Me and Emma?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think Phoebe and I ever.
I don't think we've ever done it. I don't think we've ever celebrated Halloween.
Really. I don't really dress up. I'm not really a fan of dressing up. Do you remember when I would always wear flannel shirts? I kind of stopped doing that because I don't look good on camera. But the joke was that I dressed like a lumberjack. And so I dressed like a lumberjack for Halloween. And they were like, Patrick, you just tucked in your shirt. Like, that's not fair.
That's hard.
I was like, no, I have a plastic axe too.
People don't understand. I think for all of the Halloweens that we've been together, it was 2020. So there was not really a Halloween to speak of. 2021, where we were just married and working. Like there was not really anything to speak of. 2022, very pregnant wife. 2023. Well,
you got some options there.
That's true. Yeah. But did we do a couple's? Was there a Halloween? I remember us looking up costumes, but I have no clue. I honestly, Halloween is like important to me because it feels like it's the last vestige of like a American culture that people still celebrate properly, you know? But even that's
all of a sudden it's not weird to like knock on someone's door randomly. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. But even it's going away because now you go to Lowe's and they have these like 35-foot statues that are made of real bones of real people. And it's like, who's buying that? You know, like it used to be something for kids and it was like a purple ghost coming out of a pumpkin, like, woo. But now it's like we actually killed real people and we did real spells on their bones. And like those, and now
Halloween is a Mr. Beast video.
I killed 100 people.
Dark old magic and I reanimated a corpse.
We reanimated 12 corpses and they're going to battle for $15,000. Oh man.
Last one to take his hand off the spooky real skeleton of Ronald Reagan to make the $1 million.
Last person to remove their lips from the frozen head of Walt Disney.
I dug up.
I dug up the corpse of Ronald Reagan.
I dug up every former U.S. president and asked them one question.
Oh, man.
I remade Disney's Hall of Presidents with their actual skulls.
We killed and resurrected Barack Obama for this video.
Barack Obama as a ghost? Oh, let me be clear.
All right. Now you've ended the segment well. We got to do dating advice. These people are not here to hear us talk about Halloween, as fun as it is.
We always do the best bits on the dating corner. We can't go into was the millennial concentration camp bit in the dating corner? I forget.
I don't know.
All right. So we got some good questions today. Again, if you want to submit a dating corner question, you go to bit.ly/crunch discord and you can submit your question for the low price of $38.95. No, it's free. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
this one, let's see. I need to make sure I haven't missed any. Ben has been incredibly helpful marking them for us.
What a guy. Gosh,
what a
we
fella.
should pay him.
We should pay him money. I'm sure he's a rocket scientist. I think any amount we could pay him would be paltry.
He's a rocket scientist. Not only is he a rocket scientist, but he's living in Alabama, famously a low cost of living state. So he's probably clearing
loaded
$100 to $200 a month, like just raking it in. I work at a fast food restaurant, so I don't really know. I don't really know how much money there is out there.
Okay. How does one reconcile? This comes from the Jimmer. How does one reconcile the suggestions of the hosts, me, us?
Oh, that's us. Yeah.
To hold the boombox outside her house approach with the fear of scaring her away by coming on too strong. So, like, how do you balance that? I have something I've struggled with. I'm being shy. Ooh. When it comes to women you're pursuing,
did he say ooh?
No. I've been told I overthink things and talk myself out of pursuing certain women, both of which are true, but have had bad luck when I try to approach women more confidently. Okay, how do we reconcile the hold the boombox outside her house approach with the fear of scaring her away, Ethan?
Oh, okay. Everything I say in this podcast is out of love and charity. But the reason that you don't understand the boombox thing is because you're an overthinker. The boombox
you have to be nice. Jimmer, his profile picture is Remy the Rat going, which is my favorite picture.
It is a pretty good picture. I do like the Jimmer. But the reason that the boombox thing works, and it's not, the boombox thing is like an example of other types of things that guys will do, dramatic displays of affection to win a woman over. But those guys who do the boombox type things, who do the big shows, who buy the big gifts, who make these grandiose, they plan a flash mob for their girlfriend. They're not doing it because they've intricately thought out every detail and have figured out like, okay, you know, at this point she'll be like this and this will move our relationship to this stage. They're doing it because they like her and they're willing to take the risk. And that's it. That's all they've thought about. They have a good enough human understanding that like she would appreciate this thing. And so I'm going to do it for her. That's like as much as they think about. So you sitting there being like, well, I don't know. Like what if I do too much? And what if she doesn't like it? What if it's, you can't think, it's just like you're in the wrong paradigm. You're in the wrong frame of mind. Question 1, is it something she would appreciate? Question 2, are you willing to do it? Question 3, does it make sense? Like that's really all that needs to be there. So it's not like you don't need to reconcile anything. You just have to decide whether or not the girl that you like would appreciate this gesture and then decide whether or not you're going to do it. So it's kind of antithetical to your whole thing of like, oh, I overthink and I do all these things. If you overthink, you're not going to be a boombox guy. As simple as that. And it's okay to not be a boombox guy. You don't have to be.
Yeah, there's no law about being a boombox guy.
I'm not a boombox guy. Like
I'm super a boombox guy.
Patrick is, right? Patrick proposed to his wife during a Hulu, what's it called?
Luau.
During a luau where there was Hulu and Lululemon dancing. and there was fires between Twist Around, and he orchestrated it so that him and his wife would get selected out of the crowd to do this dancing thing, and his wife is dancing and she's going all these things, and then she turns around and Patrick's there with the ring. I proposed to my wife in an empty church at 1 p.m. like on a Sunday.
There were 500 people in attendance, and we were overlooking the Pacific Ocean. It was the craziest thing. She never would have let me do that if I had told her ahead of time, but I did it.
She loved it.
I'm a
right?
boombox guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know her and like
it was me.
Went for it.
Yeah.
So to Jimmer, you just might not be a boombox guy. Like, and that's okay. I'm not, but still you can do nice things. Like I still surprise my wife with stuff. I still go out of my way to do things for her that she'll appreciate. But I'm not gonna mow the yard with like her name in the grass, you know, like do a heart around it. Cause I just need to get the yard mowed, you know, like I don't have time to do.
Yeah.
Even though it would look cool from our bedroom window. So maybe that is a good idea.
You gotta do stuff that's natural. You know, when you take big swings, you gotta do stuff you're good at, right?
Yeah.
Like one time I tried to like spontaneously dance with Phoebe, and it's one of the cringiest things ever. It just didn't work. It like didn't, because that's not me. I'm not like a spontaneous. We were on the Overlook in Steubenville. So it was a good idea, but I whiffed it because it wasn't really me. But me doing like a big spectacle in front of an audience of people, that's definitely me. Like when the guy asked me if I was nervous, I was like, oh no, I know I want to marry her. And he was like, no, I mean like being in front of 500 people. I was like, oh no, that's like the easy part of this.
It is,
you know, like that's just simple for me. And that's not simple for everybody. And so like, don't do it if it's not you, because you want her to fall in love with you, not big gesture guy. If you're not big gesture guy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's you gotta, here's the thing that people in dating struggle to understand. You don't have to change who you are because who you are is good. It's a very fundamental reality. Like a lot of times, even now, I've like been married for 2 years, have a child, all these things. And I still like, sometimes I'm afraid to like tell Emma what I'm thinking. And she's like, why not just spit it out? Like, I can see that you're thinking about something and you don't want to say it. And then I do, like the other day, it was really stupid. I was like, I just wanted to watch a movie like alone. I just needed I needed some time to like watch a movie that I knew she wouldn't want to watch. It was a violent, scary science fiction film.
Yeah.
And I knew that. So I was like, I just don't want to, you know, I don't want to make you think that I don't want to spend time with you. She's like, I don't think that. Like, why don't you just, like, you are a guy that movies. So like, why don't you just say that you like to want to watch a movie and you could go do that?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So like, you just got to be you. And
easy.
And the person that loves you, the person that cares about you will be like, thumbs up, you be you. This is great. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's tough times out there, man, in the streets. DeJimmer, you're great.
DeJimmer, your lady would be lucky to have you.
She would be. She would be.
DeJimmer, I hope you feel better. Overthinking is fine. It happens. But you know, just you're not.
He did say in the last bit, I've had bad luck when I try to approach women more confidently. Just approach women how it makes sense for you.
Yeah.
You don't need to be an alpha male. You don't need to listen to anybody's advice. Be DeJimmer.
If I've learned anything from the Netflix reality show The Circle, a social media competition, it's that being yourself works. Did you watch that show, Ethan?
No, but I've heard you speak about it many times on this program.
I haven't spoken on it in a while, so I'll bring it back up again. I was thinking about it the other day.
Please do.
Because the first season, first of all, was incredible. It was so funny. They had a kid come on and he was like, I hate social media. And he like almost won the whole thing.
He almost won
because he had no preconceived notions about how to do social media. He just was like, I'm going to be me.
Yes.
And people are going to like it.
He was without guile.
Who cares? And the people who lost every single time were catfishers. Okay, so except for one guy who pretended to be a girl, I think he nailed it because he was actually trying to be a different person and like be kind. Anyway, so the guys who came in and were like, I'm an ugly guy, and so I'm going to use a profile picture that's not me, it's a model. but I have a good personality. So I'm going to do the external things that I think people want. They're shallow. They want a hot guy. And I'm going to be me on the inside. And then they'll be like, then I'll be the perfect person. They went in thinking that. And then in the end, they would pretend to be the hot guy. They would switch their strategy unconsciously. Or subconsciously, they'd be like, oh, well, this hot guy, he wouldn't be polite. He would be kind of aloof because he's hot, and then they would not be themselves. Then no one would like them because it's completely false fabrication, right? And so when you try to be someone you're not, that's what happens is you think, oh, I'll be not myself this much. And you end up being not yourself this much and you shoot yourself in the foot. So just be yourself.
There's a difference between stretching yourself or sacrificing for another person and trying to force something that's unnatural. And
if you have to force it, it's probably crap.
Right. It's more an art than science. And so it's really just up to your situation because something that might be natural in one relationship with one person might be unnatural in a relationship with another person. So it's really difficult to give solid advice on this, but those guiding principles of if you feel out of your element, you're probably out of your element. And that'll be $5,000, please.
All right, I'm looking at the next question.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, that's not a dating question. Okay. That's a good topic.
It is.
Okay, I want to read this one I pulled off the dating Reddit real quick.
Yeah,
and then
please do.
We'll
do the other one.
So, I give up too early. I'm excited for this one because it says I'm a 17-year-old female, which means we're about to get a really fun question.
Oh boy.
I love it when teenagers have dating problems. So it's very funny to me.
Because it's great because it's low stakes for everyone.
Yep.
Because it doesn't matter for them and it doesn't matter for us.
Yeah.
Because
it's always low stakes for us.
Yeah, that's true. Well, sometimes people have had children because of our show, Patrick. This is true. This is a real thing.
That's true. People listen to us to get in the mood.
All right, hey, if you're in your bedroom right now, check this out.
Baby. There we go.
All right.
They're all in the mood now.
Yeah, welcome.
Sorry if you're at work.
If you're underage, please turn off the podcast right now.
Sorry if you're at work or in the library. You're out of luck.
Yeah. What can we do?
Don't listen to us. Don't listen to us in the gym because you'll get too interested in your significant other. All right.
That's the
so I 17-year-old. What?
That's the crunch effect, baby.
There you go. Good news, Ethan.
Tell me.
Some of our listeners have already started downloading the Gather app.
The Gather app that's sponsoring this episode of the Crunch Catholic Podcast?
Yes, which means statistically speaking, you are more likely to find someone who shares your taste in podcasts and is probably highly compatible and also very intelligent, good sense of humor, etc. So you should probably go to comegather.app. What was it? Comegather.app now.
There you go.
Thanks. I almost said .app.com, but it's just .app.
It's really just comegather.app, and you can download the app that is sweeping the nation. And by the nation, I mean the audience of the Crunch Catholic Podcast. Lots of people have downloaded it. They've shared their feedback with us. Some people are swiping. They're meeting. They're matching. And you could be a part of this. The Gather app is different than a lot of other Catholic dating apps out there. First of all, it's free. And I can't think of a better selling point than that. Right.
You don't have to pay anything to download it or set up your profile. Just go do that.
And the best thing about it is that it makes it easy for single Catholics to meet each other. There could be someone in the parish across town that is perfect for you, but you would never know. You would have no clue.
Because you're not on the app.
Because you're not on the comegather.app.
And this is, we say this, this is the advice we give on Dr. Zane Corner all the time, right? It's like, you say you're looking for a spouse, right? It's like, all right, look, say you're looking for a spouse. You got it. You got to put in some, if there's an app out there, you got to be on it. You never know. All right. Check the app. This is a new app. I sound like Donald Trump is what's happening. I'm talking like Donald Trump. Do you feel that?
Do the rest of the ad like Donald.
Nope. I was like prepared for it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. They can't make me. You know, they said, Don, you got to show up in Georgia. You got to. We can't do an arraignment joke in an ad, can we? Sure.
I don't think we can do anything.
We give advice.
I just want people to go to comegather.app.
We give this advice on the podcast all the time. All the time. If you want to find your spouse and you're not on the apps, you need to get on the apps. And the best place to start is comegather.app, because 80% of users are like daily mass Catholics. It's not like an app full of people who like kind of are church teaching, kind of, you know. You might get a few, swipe them away. Go find the 80% that are daily mass goers. Meet the daily mass Catholics. Find your spouse.
This is the place to be. The Gather app is the next big thing in Catholic dating. The first big thing was the Crunch Discord. That maybe has run its course. But I think if you can migrate from the Crunch Discord, from our little community, to a community where you're meeting other people, the Gather app is the best place to do it. So go to the comegather.app, download it, make a profile, and just try it out. You never know unless you try. Thank you so much to Gather, the Catholic dating app, at comegather.app for sponsoring this episode of the Crunch Catholic Podcast.
Get to smooching. So I, 17-year-old female, recently had a crush on this guy, same age. He had told me that due to personal reasons, he doesn't want to be in a relationship right now, and that it's nothing against me, but he doesn't want to date me. That sounds personal. All right. I understood and respected that. We ended the conversation on good terms. However, our mutual friend, 17-year-old male, thinks that I gave up too easily. Now I guess I can see where he's coming from, but to me, my crush made it clear he didn't want to date me or anyone. I told him I would respect that. I don't see much of a point in continuing to develop and harbor feelings for him. For me, it's important to focus on having a friendly relationship for the time. And from a Catholic perspective, I feel like it would be wrong to keep pursuing him if he doesn't want to date. Are there any guys out there willing to answer and help? Is this what you would do? Or is my friend right?
Honestly, Chad, 17-year-old female.
You think
gets
so?
It. I think this is like the most mature thing I've ever heard of 17.
I was waiting for like some goofball, like
yeah.
I was waiting for like some goofball, like, did I end things too soon? Like, he said that he liked me and that he wanted to like be my girlfriend, but I had a chemistry test.
Yeah.
Friday, I had to study.
I had to go buy a pair of Nike shoes to wear to the prom. I don't know what girls do.
With my corduroy bucket hat.
Yes. I had to go on the websites to say to them, "Oh, but
Eastern European Catholic dating."
But I am young girl, and I do not.
He gave me. I did not want to date him, but he gave me the ceremonial turnip.
Oh my! He's this boy. I see he goes to gym and he lifts weights and he uses goat to drive cart to school. And I say, oh, that is man I want, but I have to buy corduroy bucket hat, and so I do not know.
I have to steal the moon.
Let us steal the moon. I think if there are any, apparently we have a lot of European listenership. I've been learning this from the Discord. But if you are a woman and you're young and you live in Eastern Europe, please contact us actually as soon as possible. I don't care if it's Bulgaria. I don't care if it's Romania. I don't care if it's Hungary. I don't care if it's Bolivia. I don't care if it's Estonia. I don't care if it's Latvia, Lithuania.
I don't care if it's Latvia. You gotta
Ukraine. We could do. I'd love to get the Ukrainians in the mix. Whether or not you're a Nazi doesn't make a difference to me.
I don't care.
Come on the show. We'll platform any views. Clearly. So, but I would love that. I think that would be good. So outside
Chad,
of that,
17-year-old girl.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, I think I wonder about the motivations of the friend coming in. What's he trying to say?
I was confused by that. I was like, hold on. Why are you, I don't.
Is he reverse psychologizing her?
Like, I'm confused.
You gave up too soon. Why would you say that?
Yeah, like, first of all, that guy has very little. He knows this guy less than the other guy does. If the guy says, hey, I'm not in a relationship I don't want to be in a relationship right now. I don't want to date you specifically. Then you should just leave it and move on. Like, that's my opinion.
The only reason
I don't understand where this friend is coming out of nowhere and giving you relationship advice.
a guy doesn't not date a woman. The only reason he doesn't date her is because there's no such thing as a personal reason to not date someone. Like guys, if you are
If he likes you,
beautiful,
he would date you.
if you are
He doesn't like
beautiful
you,
and he
that's
likes you,
yeah.
he will date you. There's not like his grandfather could have died today, and you could be like, "I like you," and he'd be like, "All right," be like,
All right,
"I'm
let's
in."
date.
You know, like, "I come to the funeral with me, please." Like he's in, because that's just how guys are. It's not like a disrespect to other things. It's just like, I'm in. And so he doesn't like her. And so it's weird.
And she took it like a freaking champ.
She did. She was like, okay, I'm not going to harm my feelings and I'm going to move on. So what's this other guy's game?
What's he doing?
Know? Maybe I ruin relationship with a young lady and a friend. And
I don't know. Like, what's his deal?
What's his deal?
You're also 17. Who made you in charge? You got to listen to us, 27-year-old. We have 10 years more. We have a decade of experience.
We do have a lot of experience. I think this woman is very emotionally mature, and I think
yeah, I'm disappointed. I saw 17F and I was like,
I know,
content,
I was like,
baby.
man, this is gonna be it.
Let's
What
go.
did the comments say? Did the comments have anything to reveal?
The comments said there's only 17 of them, so it's a theme.
Oh,
that's crazy. He told you he doesn't want to move. He doesn't want to date you. You didn't give up too easily. I have to commend you on your mature attitude. Life is not a movie. They said no. You made the right move. No means no. You're in the right move on. Yeah.
That's pretty. I think that's good. So she got good advice. I wonder
your
how
mutual
many
friend is an idiot.
that's kind of what we're circling the drain on here.
Yeah.
Like, what's this?
Poor guy.
What is this? What is it? What's his
deal?
Because he's because he's not supporting her, but he's also not helping the guy either. Like he's just kind of.
But also, from our perspective, has nothing to gain from them dating. Like, does he have something to gain?
Someone's just peacefully riding their back, and he just comes in and just throws a wrench right in the spokes, and he's just like, take you out.
Yeah, but like for no reason, like he has they have no money, and he knows they have. Like I don't what. Just think back to your 17-year-old self. What game would you be playing? Trying to get two people to date.
What game would I be spitting? What I would be doing when I was 17 is I would never outright say my feelings, but I would consistently provide opportunities for the woman to say her feelings. And then ultimately end up being sad. So maybe this is like that.
Maybe it's that.
Maybe it's that. Maybe he's just... Maybe it's one of these weird perverted things that guys do where it's like, oh, you should have tried harder. And he's expecting her to say, no, but if I tried harder with him, that means I couldn't date you. You know, like he's trying to set her up for like a...
This doesn't sound like that.
I know it doesn't sound like that. I'm just trying to explore the opportunities. I'm trying to think of what I would do.
If this guy liked her, then he wouldn't be shooting himself in the foot like that.
I mean, do you know 17-year-old guy? I think there's a lot of self-sabotage out there. I don't know. We need more information, but let's do another. We got another question from the Discord.
Yeah, from our people.
Then maybe we have some more understanding of where they're from.
To all the men here.
Oh boy.
Do you think it's weird that a 28-year-old man, alumnus, is attending a student ballroom dancing club at my university?
Okay.
Do you think it's strange? If it's a club to learn something, I don't see much wrong with it. It seems to be a cool hobby. He is 28 and he is dancing with freshman girls.
Oh.
It is a club to learn, but it's for students. It's teaching the type of dance you need partnership for: waltz, tango, and swing. This man has been touching freshmen's hips and waists and picking them up. He does not disclose his age to them.
Oh. Whoa. What?
He's got a decade on them. He's got a decade experience.
Oh, that's so weird. That would be like us dancing with the girl in the last question.
No.
Okay, so you're 28 years old. And the best thing you have to do on a Monday night at 7 p.m. is go to the student union and do some swing dancing. Guy is down bad. Guy is having a tough time.
Can I suggest you go to comegather.app?
Yeah, please.
And set your age filter to 25 and up, because you need people that are around your age.
There's something like, okay, part of me is like, I can kind of see where you're coming from. Like if you had been going for years, because like maybe you're 25, right? And you go back to the university because you want to learn how to dance and you live in town. Like I get it.
Or you went to college late. Like you started college when you were 22 and it's you were there for 4 years and that was only 2 years ago. So it's like kind of weird.
There is a way in which this is not that crazy. Like because I see
there
more
are 24-year-olds at colleges that you could very easily be with, you know, like that's fine.
Yeah.
But a freshman in college is basically still a child. Like there's
I think that there's with the type of guy that would go to a Monday night dancing club, I think it's like there's a 2% chance that he went to college late or he's whatever, like somehow involved with this group in a way that's normal. But I would say that the vast majority of the time, this is a guy who yearns for physical touch, and this is the only way he can figure out how to get it. And I mean, maybe he's going to have you ever been to these like swing dancing bars?
I've never been to a bar. We were big into swing dancing in high school.
Well, there are these big bars here in Oklahoma where it's like it's basically like the equivalent of like a club where women would dress very scantily and dance to hip hop music, but it's like that it's country coded. So it's like women are dressed just as scandalously, but it's like jean shorts and flannels. Yeah, it's like line dances and all that stuff.
We have that in Melbourne, yeah.
And they do the line dances all sexy, you know, and there's a lot of swinging and thrusting and gyrating, and it's like, why are you? We're supposed to be doing the Cotton Eye Joe, and you're
doing the Cotton Eye.
Indeed, yes. I'm not going to say it.
Loose woman.
So maybe like why not just go to those if that's what if you're just trying to get your rocks off? Like why are you going to this place?
I can't believe you would say rocks off, but you wouldn't say ho on the podcast.
What do you mean?
It's worse.
It's not worse.
That's gross.
He's trying. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
Get his jollies. He's trying to get his.
He's trying to jiggle his jimmies over at
You're just trying to quench your thirst.
Yeah.
For the touch of another human being.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, I think a 28-year-old. There are other places that you can go to dance with women. Like there really are. Like if you live in a town that's moderately sized, there's other places that you can go where there will be women that are your age that are dancing. A line dancing bar, exactly.
The county line in downtown Melbourne. Nick took me there for his birthday. We all went for Nick's birthday.
Yeah,
it was a hoot and a half. I tell you that much. They were having a grand old time. There were some scantily clad women, but that was not the majority. It was Nick's friends. They were hanging out. I was talking to 2 of his friends, and I was like, "You guys got to get baptized before you get married." I told you about this.
Classic.
And anyway, yeah, it was a blast. It was a blast. There's
when you're here,
bar down the street.
When you're here, we should go to a club together.
When Kevin James comes to Melbourne,
indeed,
I'm gonna take him line dancing. He'll be like, "Oh, you come here often?" I'll be like, "No, I don't. I wanted to take you here, Kevin James, so you can meet Cowboy Bob, the guy who runs this place."
Do you know Cowboy Bob personally?
I don't know Cowboy Bob personally, but he is a legend in the county line sphere. I don't know if they found a cowboy and taught him line dancing, or found a guy who knew line dancing and made him a cowboy. But either way, he's a line dancing cowboy, and his name is Cowboy Bob.
I don't know if they found a guy named Bob and made him a cowboy. I don't know if they found a cowboy and renamed him Bob. But either way,
he's a cowboy named Bob, and he knows how to line dance.
He does.
And boy, howdy does he! That guy's got like this line dancing bar is so funny. Like it's just this big. It's a big wooden floor, like in the middle of a bar, right? Obviously, there's a bar, but behind the bar, there's all the alcohols, and then behind all the alcohols is this tower where Cowboy Bob sits and surveys his kingdom.
What do you mean? What do you mean? He sits in a tower and surveys. What's there to survey?
He's on like a platform, and there's like the DJ booth.
And he's the proprietor of this establishment, or is he like a mascot?
I think he's an employee or a mascot or something. But he's the guy that like runs it, right? So Cowboy Bob, he is the one who decides what lines you're dancing. All right. And then he goes down and teaches the the common folk how to do the line dance, and he runs back up and changes the song, and then goes back down and teaches it. And he does that all day, every day.
I have found
I don't
Cowboy
understand where this man
Bob's
sleeps.
Instagram account.
Cowboy
Bob DJ and Dance. He has 171 followers.
Not
so
bad.
Maybe we could teach him a thing or two. But he's got like a chain around his neck, and he's got the decks, and so he's a DJ.
Yes.
Okay. Cowboy Bob.
Cowboy Bob County Line.
Okay. Cowboy Bob County Line. I kind of like Cowboy Bob. Should we invite Cowboy Bob on the podcast?
I think we should invite Cowboy Bob on the podcast.
What do you think? He has like 6 videos and they all have like 80 views, and it's just of people dancing in the club.
In County Line.
We need to go to County Line. I think that would be a wonderful opportunity.
That'd be fun.
All right. Last question of the day. I found this one on Catholic Dating.
Oh, cool. Does this mean I get to answer the question?
No.
Dang it. Are you sending it to me so I can read it?
No, I am.
Oh, cool. So I'm just gonna take a break then.
I am a female, 21 years old, and currently, since I started to pray on my discernment towards marriage, I happen to be pursued by 2 young men.
Congratulations.
The first one that I will mention is the same age as me, and we met on a dating app a couple months back. He's been wanting to meet me for some time. We talk almost every day, or days when we have time to call or FaceTime, 2 words. But here is the thing. I am overweight and I'm trying to lose weight. I have been working on being healthy. And for that, I am scared that if I do meet him in real life, that maybe he wouldn't like me at all. I know what he looks like, and he only knows what my face looks like, but he hasn't seen me, And so I don't know if I want to meet him. The other guy, I recently met at Bible study. I haven't tried anything with him in terms of actual talking to him. But I haven't talked to him at all. But the last time
there's this guy who likes me, but I don't know if he'll think I'm fat. And there's this guy who knows that I'm fat, but I've never talked to him.
I've never talked to him in my life. What a dilemma.
That's not a dilemma.
But the last time I went to Bible study, none of my friends that I usually go with
overweight.
I'm
not fat enough to call people fat anymore.
I think it's okay to say fat.
I was once fat.
Right.
And now I still am, but just less so.
I usually go with weren't there, and so I stayed in the corner before Bible study started since I was reading a book, and I get a tap on my book, and he asked me about the book I was reading. I was reading a book called The Golden Arrow. It's a devotional book of the Holy Face. I was kind of shy, but he sat by me before I could answer. We started Bible study. But after Bible study, we sat on a bench outside of the classrooms at the parish, and we spoke a while about the book. But he told me he recalled about 2 weeks ago, the first time he saw me, was apparently amazed that I was actually sitting down and reading. Ha ha, kind of odd. But he told me he wanted to get to know me. He said he wanted to take me out for dinner.
Oh, so they have talked, and he did. He is interested in her.
But
I get it.
But I like the other guy that I've been talking to as well. But I don't want to confuse myself. But I just meet the Bible study guy. So what should I do? I don't want to confuse my heart or theirs as well, as I've been praying about it, but nothing has helped. Man,
just go to dinner with the guy and then meet the other guy in person. And if the vibes are off, then it's probably because he doesn't like. It's probably because of like. Look, I'm. As a former fat person, you just kind of have to come to grips with the fact that some people aren't going to like you because of your weight. And that's just a reality. And like, that doesn't say anything about you and says everything about them, right? It's not that they're bad people. They just have preferences, right? So it's whatever. So if you meet this guy and the vibes are off, it might be because of your weight, it might be because of another thing. Don't figure it out because that's just going to hurt you. You're just going to be like, crap. But it seems to me like you have this guy who's local and wants to take you out to dinner. So like, why not go out to dinner with that guy? And they don't have to know about each other. You're not dating them. Yeah. Just go eat food. Like let the guy buy you some food. Maybe try something that's high in protein and low in fat. Try some like lean turkey or something.
What? They can
go
out to dinner wherever they want. She can get a cheeseburger if she wants a cheeseburger. Hey, you can do whatever you like.
Wow, that was offensive because you assumed the fat person wanted a cheeseburger. That was offensive.
I like getting cheeseburgers when I go out. This had nothing to do with the fat person. This has everything to do with when I go out to eat. I'm not going out to eat and getting lean turkey. Do you know
no?
What? No.
Chicken is great. If you eat less, look, this is the food hack. Most people know the soda hack. Like if you stop drinking soda, you'll like lose a bunch of weight.
Yes.
But what about people who don't drink soda, right? If you stop eating fried food...
There's no way to lose weight.
There's no way to lose weight. If you stop eating fried food, Oh my gosh. If you look at the difference between the fried chicken tenders at Cracker Barrel and the grilled chicken tenders at Cracker Barrel, it's a difference of like 800 calories. It's like the
Yeah.
fried chicken tenders like 1,000 calories and the regular grilled ones are like 200. It's crazy how much fried food increases. Like frying something just increases it by so much. It's ridiculous.
The thing that people don't understand about weight, and there's all these diets like, oh, you got to do carbs, or you got to do protein, or you got to do this, you got to do that. If you create a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. That's it. That's the whole thing. So you say like, don't eat fried food. It's like, you can eat fried food, but you just have to make sure that you don't eat more calories than you spend.
It's just, you can eat fried food, but it's very unlikely that you're going to be operating at a deficit if you eat fried food. Oh, and the other trick is that if you eat higher protein things, you will feel fuller.
Right.
That's the other thing.
When I go out now, because Emma and I rarely go out because we have a boy.
Yeah, you have a guy.
Is I just go get Chipotle and I bring it home. And Chipotle
is so good.
So good, dude.
Dude,
anyway,
can we get Chipotle together and hold hands? Sorry,
100% we can. Last question, or last thing I want to say about this. There's two things. One, obviously go out to dinner with the guy that saw you, enjoyed talking to you, and asked you out. Like, that's very clear. Do that one. But number two, if you're so worried about this guy, like not, reacting poorly to how you look, how about you just say to him on your daily phone calls, hey, I'd love to meet up with you sometime. I'm pretty insecure about my weight. I'm worried that you're not going to find me attractive. Would it be okay if I sent you a photograph of my full body, clothed, and just clarify? Yeah. And that way you can make an informed decision about whether or not you want to continue pursuing a relationship with me. And then it's just like, it's the same thing. Ball's still in his court, but then you don't have that awkward, like, he maybe makes a face involuntarily, or he's like acts differently than he would over the phone, because a relationship has to be founded on trust. And like, so if you're like hiding, because you're kind of hiding this thing about you from him right now.
Yeah. Although
that's not good.
Like that's good. That's good advice. The other side of it is like, unless you're like not as overweight as you think you are, he probably knows you're overweight, even if he's only seen your face.
Zam.
People very rarely only gain weight in their tummies, you know?
Yeah, and guys also
unless
very rarely,
they're skinny and they're gaining weight, they'll start in their tummies and then it'll fill out later.
Patrick, I have a question for you. When you first liked Phoebe and you were talking to her all the time, did you ever just like find pictures of her and like look at her because you thought she was pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that too with my wife. Because I was like, man, I miss her. Let me pull up her Facebook and look at pictures of her. I would do that all the time. Yeah. And so odds are, if this guy likes you, he's probably pulled up pictures of you somewhere. Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Yeah. Like, maybe you've made it so that there's no photographs of your body anywhere.
Crazy.
Which is crazy. I doubt that that's the case, but odds are he probably knows. And so and
unless you're a dude with a beard, you cannot hide being overweight.
Yeah.
And just showing your face, you know? I used to think that people didn't know I was fat when I was younger. Like I'd be like, oh, I can't take my shirt off because then people will know that I'm overweight. But it's like, the shirt is this thin.
Dude, it was always, that was I kind of am wondering about the psychology of like middle school fat kids. Like, because there would be those kids who wouldn't take off their shirts for like swimming or, other like shirts versus skin stuff. And it's like, we all know
you're,
and we don't, nobody cares at all. It's just like, you're just making yourself more uncomfortable. I mean, I get it. Like, if you're shy, I totally understand. But it's like, man, do you think that we're going to be like, like just totally blown
I've never
away?
Seen a fat, you act like you never seen a fat person before. It's like,
yeah,
it happens. It's okay.
It does.
And like, going deeper into like my own psychology of my own body. Like I put like I was writing down some goals, right?
Oh,
and it like was like fitness goals, and I was like, okay, fitness goals. What are my fitness goals? And I was like, is there like 1,000-pound club? Like, that's a possibility.
That's crazy.
Not as near of a possibility as it was maybe like a year ago when I was lifting.
Yeah.
But like because of my size, it would not be a crazy thing for me to lift 300 across the lifts, right? That's not crazy. Yeah. And it would probably be like, it would be like a higher squat and a lower bend, whatever. So 1,000-pound club, not out of the question. But I was like, honestly, that doesn't motivate me as much. Like the thing that I want, my fitness goal, like I want to not just be healthy, but I also want to view myself as healthy. It's more of like a psychological thing because for years, when you put yourself in this box of like, I am an overweight and unhealthy person, no matter what changes, you're always going to feel that way about yourself.
Yes.
There was a movie that was very healing for me. It was called Central Intelligence. And Michael J. Fox. No, sorry.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart.
Yeah. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is like a former fat kid who got really ripped, and his school bully like runs into him.
They do very uncannily CGI his face onto a fat person. It's very weird.
Wild.
It's kind of funny.
It was really funny. And like it's Michael Bluth. He's the kind of the villain.
He
runs into him and he starts making fun of Dwayne The Rock Johnson, even though Dwayne The Rock Johnson's huge. Because he's like, once a fat kid, always a fat kid. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Even if I did get ripped like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I would always feel this way unless I change something about myself internally. And so that was kind of like with this woman who's probably never going to listen to our podcast.
She might.
Like, even if you try to like lay out and get healthy, that's great. Like, do that. If you do it for a guy, less cool, but that's fine. People get healthy and try to look good for their significant other. That's fine. Just understand that it's an internal change that has to happen too. There's really no external change that's going to make you feel better about yourself. It's got to come from inside first.
Yes.
So being okay with yourself first is important. Body positivity.
We love it.
We love it.
Yeah.
No one's body looks good. Everyone's body is gross and weird.
Everyone's messed up and gross.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of Chris Christie the other day. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
He was wearing shorts, but the shorts, there's a way to wear shorts as a fat guy where it's like they're under your waist and you wear just like a shirt that's bigger and you look fine. But he had his shorts over his belly, belted, and a shirt tucked in. It's not a good look for
you get
Mr.
a pouch.
Christie.
You get the little pouch thing. Yeah.
He looked like that picture of Rudy Giuliani, but not edited. Like he just looked like that for real. I will say about
we just
Dwayne
have
The Rock
so
Johnson,
much access to sculpted people now, like pictures of sculpted people. We think they're more common than they actually are.
Well, that's crazy because back in the 1400s, there were literally sculpted people all over the place, like actual sculptures. And we don't have that anymore at all.
Sculptures.
We have real we had real sculptures, and that was taken away from us by the French. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I used to see videos of him being able to shake his pecs like back and forth, and he would do it really fast. And it's like kind of one of the quirky things that he would do.
Yeah.
And I was trying to do it when I was younger, and I was like, man, I can't do it. I guess I'll just never be like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And as I've started to lift, I realized like, oh, I just didn't have pectoral muscles. Like I just wasn't able to do that because I didn't have muscles. And now I can kind of do it, which is kind of cool.
You just can't bounce a grate back and forth like he could.
No, I would. Oh man, gosh, wish I was that great. Anyway,
what? Well, thank you guys so much for listening. If you like this episode, you should go support us on Patreon. $10 a month. That's like buying us a coffee because you love this podcast so much. And as a thank you, we'll give you a free bonus podcast every week. So you get 3 crunches a week, which is a lot. It's a lot a week.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Patrick, do you have anything else for the people?
Tune in next week when Ethan and I bounce you guys back and forth on our pectoral muscles.
Thank you all for listening. Please pray for us. We'll be praying for you, and we will see you all next time.